This is Mika. Today I'm going to be reading out loud my notes on the on Japan, not that Japan. So first, here are the learning objectives. Sorry, my voice. Number one, students will be able to identify at least 3 geographical features of Japan. Number two, explain the signs of these geographics in short. And number three, properly use annotation to analyze the documents. Can't read my handwriting. Okay, so Japan is known as it means the land of the rising sun. It's a chain of islands known as an archipelago. It's 100 miles east of the Asian mainland. It has 4 main islands. It's called Hokkaido, Honshu, Shikoku, and Kyushu, and there are 3,000 smaller ones. Japan is about the size of Montana. Its climate is similar to the eastern United States, so here. 12% of the land is suitable for farming. It's very mountainous. Most people settled in narrow river valleys and coastal plains. They use terracing to farm the sides of mountains. Japan also turned to the sea for food, which had protein. So there are some advantages and disadvantages. It's hard to invade because it's surrounded by water. It's isolated, which is kind of a good thing. Sea trade is a good thing about being near to the water. Some disadvantages would be a lack of coal, lack of iron, and oil in short supply. It's also isolated. That could be a bad thing as well. It's also hard to trade and to centralize with the mountains being there. So the seas protected Japan. The seas kept Japan mostly isolated from the Asian mainland. Japan was close enough to Korea and China for trade, but it was far enough away not to be conquered. The seas served as trade routes too. Japan is located at the Ring of Fire, which led to earthquakes and volcanic eruptions, and this causes tsunamis, which are in early Japanese. There's also some early Japanese traditions. Early Japanese society was divided into clans, which are family groups that face their origins to a common ancestor. Yamato clan will gain control around 500 CE. Yamato set up Japan's first and only dynasty. It claimed descent from the sun goddess Amaterasu, and the rising sun became the Yamato symbol. Early Japanese traditions include traditional religion of Japan is Shinto, which means way of the gods, and it is based on the worship and respect for nature, and it has no sacred text. It was created out of the worship of kami, and the word means spirits, which is natural forces found in all things. Shrines were built to honor nature, and they're usually found around waterfalls, mountains, and a grove of ancient trees. So they also were influenced a lot by China. Prince Shotoku will be very influential in spreading Chinese culture and Buddhism. They sent a missionary to Tang China to gather knowledge of Chinese ways. Many more missionaries follow over the next 200 years. They returned and then they spread Chinese art, technology, thought, and ideas on government. So there's a lot of Chinese influence. Not sure why she did this. Anyway, Japanese emperor built a new capital at Nara, and it was modeled based on the Chinese capital. Nobles spoke Chinese and dressed Chinese and ate Chinese food. Tea drinking and the tea ceremony were introduced. Chinese became the official writing system of officials and scholars. Chinese influence only reached a small group. In architecture, the Japanese adopted the pagoda style. Buddhist monasteries were built, and these monasteries were very powerful. Confucian ideas took root in Japanese society. Japan will later begin selective borrowing, so they chose to adapt some Chinese ideas, but not others, basically. That's what it means. They relied upon inheritance to fill government positions, and they educated the sons of nobles. Japan produced its own unique civilization. It added kana, which are phonic symbols meant to represent syllables, to Chinese writing. Then there's a Heian period, that's spelled H-E-I-N. From 794 to 1185, the Heian period saw Chinese influence reach its peak and decline. Its capital was located in the Heian, present-day Kyoto, and Fujiwara family was in control of the throne. A small population of nobles controlled society, so you could call that an aristocracy, I think, or an autocracy. Yeah, it would be an autocracy. I'm sorry, I can't speak. Anyway, a small population of nobles controlled society. Emperors were figureheads, and they had a lot of religious ceremonies. Feudalism was introduced during this period. So in the Heian period, court etiquette governed society. Beauty was very important, and that was what made you a good person. Noble women and men blackened their teeth, and they powdered their faces, and men painted mustaches and a thin goatee. Noble women wore their hair to their ankles and dyed clothing to match the seasons, such as the 12-layered silk robe, and their eyebrows were plucked and shaved and redrawn higher up on the forehead. Everyone in court was expected to write poetry and to paint. There's also a lot of Heian literature. Women produced the most important literature of the period, and women were forbidden to learn Chinese, so they wrote in kana. So Sei Shonason wrote the Pillow book. Lady Marusaki was the best known writer in the Heian period, and she wrote the Tale of Genji in 1010, which is considered by many to be the world's first novel. Zen Buddhism also entered China. New Buddhist sect will win widespread acceptance called Zen, which is like Buddhism, but then they put their own spin on it by making it Zen. And Zen means meditation, and it stresses devotion to duty. It values peace, simplicity, love of beauty, and reverence to nature. It did not conflict with Shinto. It involved landscaping and gardening and painting. And our learning objectives from this, did I copy the learning objectives? Oh, I did. Okay. So, oh yeah, I have other learning objectives, sorry. So, there's define Shintoism and Buddhism in at least 3 sentences, and students will be able to identify characteristics of the Heian court life. So, if you can do that, I think you're good. Thank you for reading this. I hope this helps you with studying Japan. Have a nice day.